Ever since the first dinosaur fossils were discovered and described in the 1800s, there have been many reports of dinosaurs existing in various remote areas of the world. One such example is the Loch Ness Monster, often considered a living plesiosaur in a lake in Scotland. Although this claim was eventually proven to be a hoax, claims of living dinosaurs in remote areas continue, such as in Africa, which is known as a hub for stories of mysterious creatures. One of these creatures is the Mokele Mbembe, which is said to be the last dinosaur on Earth. Evidence of this creature's existence was first recorded in the report of an 18th century European explorer, who told of a large animal resembling a long-necked sauropod dinosaur hiding in the Congo River. We will try to uncover the story of the Mokele Mbembe, how it came to be considered the last living dinosaur, and the testimonies of eyewitnesses who tried to trace this last dinosaur in the Congo region. And here is the discussion of the Mokele Mbembe. The Mokele Mbembe is one of the many mysterious creatures in the world believed to be the last surviving dinosaur. The indigenous people of the Congo describe this creature as having a long tail and neck, a large body, and sturdy legs. This description is very similar to the characteristics of the sauropod dinosaur, which is famous for its very long neck. The word Mokele Mbembe itself is taken from the Bantu language, which is widely spoken in sub-Saharan Africa and means one who stops the flow of rivers. Before the term Mokele Mbembe went viral in the 1900s, Africa was already filled with stories of the existence of mysterious creatures. One piece of evidence supporting these stories comes from a famous painting called the Nile Mosaic of Palestrina. In this painting, we can see various people, places, and animals that exist on the Nile River. However, if we look closely, we will see Ethiopian soldiers fighting African animals such as crocodiles and hippos, but also fighting a creature resembling a dinosaur called Crocodilo pardalis. The Mokele Mbembe is said to inhabit the tropical forests of Central Africa. This forest crosses the equator and extends eastward for 1,920 kilometers, passing through the country of Congo. Most of this African tropical forest is located in lowlands that cover a vast area known as the Congo Basin, where the Congo River, which is the heart of this ecosystem, is located. This area looks like a place that cannot be entered by humans due to the presence of snakes, spiders, and disease-carrying insects such as flies and mosquitoes. And it is here that the Mokele Mbembe is believed to be hiding under the dark brown water, while its long neck protrudes upwards to eat plants hanging above the water. The story of the Mokele Mbembe as a large dinosaur-like creature was first recorded in a book entitled The History of Longo, Kakongo, and Other Kingdoms in Africa in 1776. This book was written by a French missionary named Abbé Lévin Bonaventure Proyard and contains the natural history of the Congo region, including a description of the plants and animals that live there. However, his most interesting writing is in the section on the discovery of large footprints with a diameter of about 30 centimeters. These footprints are similar to elephant footprints but have very distinctive features, namely the presence of claw marks similar to the feet of a sauropod dinosaur. This led some cryptozoologists to consider Abbé Bonaventure's report as one of the oldest pieces of evidence supporting the existence of dinosaurs in the Congo. The story of the Mokele Mbembe's footprints then continued in the early 1900s when a famous big-game hunter, Carl Hagenbeck, claimed to have heard many stories from local residents in the Congo region. The residents told of the existence of a strange creature described as a combination of an elephant and a dragon. In the 1970s, the story of the Mokele Mbembe began to attract attention, especially thanks to the efforts of a scientist named Roy Mackal. He was previously known for his participation in the expedition to find the Loch Ness Monster in Scotland. His interest in mysterious animals led him to a similar project, where this time he had a mission to conduct an expedition in the Congo region to search for a creature that was allegedly the last dinosaur species. In late 1979, Roy Mackal, along with a herpetologist and crocodile expert named James Powell, decided to go on an expedition to the Congo. Before stopping in the Congo, they visited Gabon and met with a healer from the Bantu tribe who described the existence of a large creature in the Congo forest that spans 6 countries. When Powell showed him pictures of various types of animals, including illustrations of dinosaurs from a children's book, the resident pointed to a picture of a diplodocus, which was similar to the creature. With great curiosity, The two of them continued their expedition to the Congo and began their search for the Mokele Mbembe. A month later, in January 1980, Roy Mackal and James Powell arrived in Mfondo, a small town on the western bank of the Ubangi River, which is a large tributary of the Congo River. During their expedition, they moved from one town to another to talk to local residents and gather information about the Mokele Mbembe. However, none of these stories came from direct eyewitnesses. Instead, all the stories they heard were second- or third-hand reports, such as from their uncle, their friend's brother, or even their grandfather. The problem with sources like this is that the more people who tell the story, the more likely the details are to change, and the less accurate the story becomes. After searching everywhere, Mackal and Powell finally met a man who claimed to be a direct eyewitness of the Mokele Mbembe. He was a man from the Banta tribe named Marcelin Mozomiel. He told them that when he was a child, he claimed to have met a frightening creature while he was alone in a small boat on a river near the town of Epina. As he frantically paddled away, he briefly saw the back of the creature's brown body, which was similar to the picture of a sauropod in the illustration book brought by Mackal and Powell. Although many of the people they interviewed identified the Mokele Mbembe as a sauropod dinosaur, Roy Mackal and James Powell wisely did not immediately claim that it was a truly living dinosaur. Instead, they used this information as encouragement for the proof they would do in their next expedition, where they would truly visit the Mokele Mbembe's habitat in the Lukwula swamp. In late October 1981, Mackal and Powell's second expedition to prove the existence of the Mokele Mbembe officially began. This time they did not go alone but were accompanied by a group of researchers, both geologists and zoologists. They had the same mission, which was to go to the Lukwula swamp to look for the Mokele Mbembe, as told by the local community. The Congo Basin region, which had entered the rainy season, resulted in the water level in the Congo River being quite high. The group, who initially intended to walk to their destination, decided to ride a traditional boat made by local residents called a pirogue. This boat resembles a canoe made from a large tree trunk with its sides only a few inches above the water's surface. During the expedition, the explorers experienced two mysterious events. The first was when they were observing the riverbank and heard a loud hip-flop sound followed by a 30 centimeters high wave that hit one of their boats. Although the researchers searched the area for half an hour, they found nothing that could explain the origin of the wave. The expedition team speculated that the wave might have been caused by the Mokele Mbembe, but they also admitted that it could have been caused by something more ordinary, such as a hippo, even though hippos are not known to live in that part of the river. In the second incident, when they explored the deep river using sonar, they detected a 6-meter-long object below the water's surface. The object remained in place for a few minutes, then moved and disappeared. Although there was a possibility that the object was the Mokele Mbembe, the object's behavior also fit a more plausible explanation, namely a large Nile crocodile resting on the riverbed before finally swimming away. On another occasion, Mackal and other explorers were then invited by a local hunter to the riverbank while showing them a giant footprint. This footprint showed a path made by the creature when it came out of the river. Mackal and his team did not immediately claim that it was a Mokele Mbembe footprint, but there was a possibility that the footprint was made by a young forest elephant. However, the hunter firmly stated that this footprint was not made by an elephant because there was a kind of large claw shape on its feet that was similar to a sauropod dinosaur. This expedition finally ended in early December 1981. They did not manage to collect any solid and scientific evidence to prove the existence of the Mokele Mbembe in the Congo River, such as fossils, photos, or direct findings. Although Mackal had collected many interesting testimonies and indications, all of it was just speculation without a strong scientific basis, so he could not say that the Mokele Mbembe was a living dinosaur. So, what is the end of the Mokele Mbembe's proof so far? After the two expeditions that we have discussed before ended, several other expeditions began to emerge, ranging from the Regusters expedition, the Akna expedition, and the most recent one was in 2018. All of these expeditions were recorded as unsuccessful in proving the existence of dinosaurs in the Congo River. However, there is actually authentic evidence in the form of a video recording of the Mokele Mbembe's appearance taken in 1992 in a Japanese documentary. It's just that many people think the creature is an elephant, while others think it is a sauropod dinosaur. Regardless of all that, the answer to the Mokele Mbembe mystery was actually answered in a BBC documentary in 2001. In the Congo series, a group of pygmy tribes was interviewed and identified a black log as the Mokele Mbembe. However, in another interview, in 1998, local residents claimed that the Mokele Mbembe was a spirit, not a real living animal. This shows that there was interference between the production team and the local residents, where those who did not support the dinosaur narrative were sometimes edited to fit the desired story. Finally, even if the Mokele Mbembe were truly a dinosaur from ancient times, it would be impossible for there to be only one or a few individuals inhabiting the Congo River. This creature should have a large enough population that has filled the Congo tropical forest area. However, neither video recordings, photos, nor physical evidence such as bones, feces, or other footprints have ever been found until now. That is why the story of the Mokele Mbembe is actually based on a mere lie created by Westerners. The mystery of the Mokele Mbembe, though fascinating, ultimately serves as a powerful cautionary tale about the allure of mythical creatures and the danger of confirmation bias in scientific exploration. The lack of concrete, reproducible evidence, despite numerous expeditions, firmly places the Mokele Mbembe in the realm of folklore rather than paleontology. This saga highlights a crucial lesson: extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. It reminds us that while the human desire to find hidden wonders is strong, the foundation of true scientific discovery must be built on verifiable facts, not hopeful speculation. The legend persists in popular culture, but in the field of paleontology, the case is closed. The dinosaurs' reign ended 66 million years ago. If you're as fascinated by the incredible mysteries of the prehistoric world as we are, and want to explore more about dinosaurs and the fossils they left behind, be sure to check out our YouTube channel, Paleo Insights. We dig deep into the facts, explore new discoveries, and debunk common myths. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next video.